Good morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching this. I decided to try a different background today. I am not outside, however, I have my computer facing the outside because I really love those flowers right there. Um, I love spring and all the flowers that are coming up, and I hope you are too. So I just invite you to settle into your seat. Move your body a little if you need to. Hey, Rod. Thank you for joining me this morning. So just relax in your seat in your chair and just feel your feet on the floor. Feel free to write comments in. I see Nancy, you've joined us. Thank you. And just feel free to pop in a comment or anything if you feel like it. Um, so just take a moment and let's just get present. So close or lower your eyes. Feel your feet on the floor. If possible, have them uncrossed. And just begin to breathe and notice. Notice this morning, is your breathing shallow? Or are you taking deep, full breaths? Is there any spot in your body that is feeling tense or tight? If so, just gently draw your attention to that place and breathe there. Do you notice your mind going to what has been before this moment? Or maybe looking forward to what is to happen next? If that's the case, I just invite you to quiet your mind as much as possible, recognizing that this present moment is the most important moment in this moment. All that came before is in the past, and all that is to come is in the future. And you're giving yourself this time to be fully present. Slow your breathing down a bit and just take a couple of deep breaths on your own. And I invite you to take your right hand and put it over your heart, and then place your left hand over your right hand. And just center in on your heart. And just breathe from that place, breathing on each exhale, breathing out love. And on each inhale, allowing that love to return to you, the love that's all around you, the love that God has for you. And if you're finding this a little difficult, go ahead and just imagine someone in front of you that you love and care about. And imagine that there is a cord between you and them, and that as you breathe out, you're sending love along that cord from your heart to their heart. And when that becomes easier, then allow the love to come back to you. And if you'd like, you can relax your hands now. Put them where they're comfortable. Take another inventory of your body. Is there still any place that's feeling tense or tight? And I invite you to go on a journey with me. We have been talking about a place called home. And in our midweek time together, we've been really looking at what that means within our bodies. And this week, we're looking at there's always room for one more. There's room for one more. I posed that question earlier this week, and many of you said when you thought of that, it was a table and pulling up an extra chair at the table. So I'd like you now in your mind's eye to just imagine a table in front of you and notice everything you can about it. What's its shape? How large is it? How many chairs are at it? Is it more casual, formal? What's it made of? What's it feel like? If you were to reach your hand out, feel it, what would it feel like? Do you imagine, is it a table from your childhood? Is it the table you have now? And once you have that in your mind, I would like you to invite all parts of you to that table. This table has all of you at it. Now take a look around the table. And notice what parts of you have shown up. Maybe it's the mother, the father, the daughter, the son, the teacher, the singer, the comedian, the organizer. What parts of you have shown up at the table? And just notice. There's no right or wrong. Just notice who showed up. Are there parts of you that are easier or harder to see at the table? Now notice, have you really made room for all of you to show up? Is all of you at the table? Have you only made room for the parts that you labeled as good, and the other parts, they're not at the table? Look around the room. As you've looked around the table, now look around the room. Are there parts of you lurking in the corners or the shadows that really belong at the table? I invite you now to make room at the table. There's room for all of you. The loud parts, the quiet parts, the creative parts, the human parts, the parts that make mistakes. There's room for the parts of you that maybe have done things in the past that you're not particularly proud of and that you don't want anyone else to know about. Make room for those parts at the table. Do you have a hidden dream or desire? Something you've always wanted to do or be? Is that part at the table? Have you made room for that part? There's room. I invite you now to make room for that part of you. Is there a part of you that likes to jump in puddles still? Is there a part of you that wants to dance or maybe sing and you're just not quite sure about letting that part out or trying it? I invite you to invite that part to the table. There's room for all of you at the table. What about the part of you that wants to travel someplace? What about the part of you that wants to learn an instrument? What about the part of you that wants to have a conversation with somebody that, or make a new friend? Maybe try running a marathon, being in a triathlon. About the part of you that just wants to laugh when you think something's funny and not worry so much about who's around you? How about the part of you that really wants to not take things personally, that really wants to do your best, be impeccable with your word? How about all those parts? Can you make room for all parts of yourself? I invite you to just find the chairs and continue to invite every single part of yourself to the table. I'm inviting the part of myself that wants to go to Greece, that still likes to travel. And I'm inviting the part of me that has some fear around being able to make that happen for myself. Knowing that all parts of me are welcome at the table. Notice how that feels for you. Take a look around the table now. What does it feel like to have your whole authentic self at the table? Look at you. All parts of you. You rock. You're awesome. You're a divine child of God. How could you not be? Look at how amazing you are. Look at all those hidden talents ready to burst forth. Look at all those parts of you that want to try new things. And look at all those parts of you that you've already let shine in the world. You know, God loves all parts of you and created all parts of you. So, of course, all of you is welcome at the table, your full authentic self. And as we make room at the table and look at that this week with the idea that we make room for others, I invite you to remember to make room for all of you at the table. Have your full self show up. We want that. We all need that in the world. We need all of you to show up, the whole parts of you, and to let your light shine the way God intended. Don't hide it under a bushel. There's room for you to shine. Hmm. The invitation is to stay in this space with yourself, being grateful for all parts of yourself for as long as you would like. May you have a blessed week, and I look forward to seeing all of you, knowing there's room. There's room for all of me to show up. There's room for all of you to show up, just as God intended. And so it is. Blessings on your week.